Hi guys, happy Friday. I hope that you're having a good day. I guess good morning, fifth period and seventh period, since I see you much earlier in the day, usually on this weird block schedule Friday. Just let me give you the rundown for what's going to happen today in class. I'll do an on this day right now. And then you'll have about 45 minutes to work on your chapter 31 ISN. Remember, the expectation is that you're actually working on that. Do not waste time in class today. If you have a pretty good chunk of time to do your work, and I expect that you're going to be ready to turn that in next week. Probably the day of your quiz, because we'll have some time in class to finish stuff up, but I really, really, really want you to make sure you're working on that. And then you'll watch just a video about Martin Luther. I have a video guide for you to follow along. It's question-based, so make sure you're paying attention while the video is going. Let's see. Homework is updated. Your homework tonight is to study the Quizlet and then work in your packet. Please make sure you're studying. Quiz is on Tuesday for your group. And then schedule is up on the board if you need to write that down. Next week, we start our last chapter of Cornell Notes and last chapter and unit for the class. So I know that you guys are pretty excited about that. I'm excited about that too. Let's see. Biggest thing, the quiz is on Tuesday, and then we'll start your last project on Tuesday in class after the quiz. So it should be good. Okay, so on this day in history, the Transcontinental Railroad was completed in 1869. So the presidents of the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railroads met at Promontory, Utah, and they drove a ceremonial last spike into the rail line, connecting the railroads and officially making travel possible from across the country, which had not been done yet with the railroad. The journey westward was no longer necessary. It didn't have to be done by wagon, which was extremely dangerous and hard and long and all the things. I think you probably learned a little bit about that in fourth grade. And then the Wild West was connected with the civilized East, so the West didn't really have quite the charm that it did before the railroad. The railroad work began in 1866 in Omaha, Nebraska to Sacramento, California. So I don't know if you guys go to the Railroad Museum when you're little, but when I was in school, that was a field trip we did, the Railroad Museum in Sacramento. They laid 2,000 miles of track, and they finished ahead of schedule and under budget. Remember when we were talking about the Empire State Building? That's always a good thing. And now to travel across the country, it only took a few days opposed to months or weeks, which it had previously taken. And because of the railroad, remember these cause and effects things, the railroad was had a big effect on where the United States moved after the growth of the railroad. So rapid growth and expansion in the U.S. followed because things could be transported. So the railroad was a big deal. And I'm assuming you've talked about the railroad before, so that's all I'm going to talk about today. But make sure you're good in class today, please. You know that I want a good sub report. And I will see you guys on Monday.